guys, Creative Lauri here. Welcome everyone. If you're new to my channel, I'm a home stager and I am just doing a little craft here that is little to no money. I didn't spend any money, but you can very well get these items from the Dollar Tree. I just happen to have some of the green moss that I got last year. Here's some extra moss. And then I have some reindeer moss I never used last year. And then, I don't know what they call this moss, but it's like the lighter colored one. And I didn't use all of it last year, so I'm going to use a bit of it. Now, if I didn't use it last year, or if I did, I always save it in like a Ziploc bag for the next year. I don't want to waste it. And so today we're going to be making something that basically costs $1. So all you're going to need is your glue gun, which is from the Dollar Tree, glue sticks, also from the Dollar Tree, maybe some scissors, also from the Dollar Tree. I have it's like, it was from my dog's treats, and I cut a strip of it. You could use a cereal box, or, you know, maybe a tissue box, just something that's like a harder, you know, thicker than paper. So I have that. I did buy this from the Dollar Tree. I'm storing my ribbon in it, but I was going to be making a little petite cake for Valentine's Day, but I actually really like this paper mache box. I don't want to do that with it. This was $1 at the Dollar Tree. And then I have some cans. You guys know I love my cans. I've just started using them about a year ago. This one I did for fall. It just has the ribbon on it. But I'm going to go ahead and take the ribbon off because I want to have 2 of these basically. So I really must have hot glued it pretty good. Geesh. So I'm going to cut this off really quick, and then we'll come back. Okay, so I basically took off all the glue that I could, the hot glue that I put on there from the ribbon. It's not really going to matter because I'm just going to be applying more hot glue. We're going to be making some little moss cans. Now, I did not want to cover this in moss. That's why I just needed it as like a riser. It was like the perfect height. And it was just easy. Rather than using a cupcake stand like this one, which I was going to put, you know, moss around also, it was easier doing it on a cylinder shape rather than a pedestal, because it would have tried to gone in on the sides towards the bottom. So that's why I'm using this one. And I can still use it. I just have to take this moss patch off that we're going to be covering this piece of paper with. So let's go ahead and do that one first, because that is a part of my project, and I want to use this moss because it matches the project that I'll be doing. Sorry for the sound. So let me move these cans. I got my glue gun nice and hot. And this is messy, so I did put some craft paper down, which is free from Amazon.com or Walmart.com. Whenever I get a delivery, I just save it. I use it for everything. Alright, so I have some moss here, and I've got my glue gun. We're just going to start here and kind of make like a cross hatch. I think the edges are probably the most important, so don't forget those. So quickly put your moss on, because as you know, hot glue does dry very quickly, especially my hot glue gun is not a high heat. Not that one anyways. Look how pretty that is so far. So I'm just going to pull off any excess. Doesn't need to be that thick, even though it's really pretty like that. Okay. We could always trim it. So we'll see how that looks. I might have to add more to that. So let me add some more glue. Guys, this is great because literally it'll cost you $1 to make some of these items, these cans and such. I mean, the cans are free, and I don't normally buy canned items, so this is a little bit harder for me because I have to depend on like my sister or my dad, who might get cans from my sister, or he might buy a thing or two here or there. The only thing I buy canned for the most part is for my dogs, like wet food or cat food, and I don't really want to use those cans. I don't want to clean those, but sometimes we do get like, you know, stewed tomatoes or something, and that's basically all you really need. You know, a big can, a smaller can. I think this was coconut milk, which I do buy, so they're just few and far between for me. But if you are into more canned foods, then this will be a little bit of an easier project for you than it was for me. So I'm going to have to work really fast because I went a little far on my gluing. So hopefully you guys can see this too. Now I know at the Dollar Tree, and I haven't been shopping quite honestly, they do sell like sheets of moss now. I haven't seen it at mine. I haven't gone to the bigger Dollar Tree, so honestly I don't know. But I have this left over, and this way I can do it my way, a few different ways with $1. And I'll probably be able to cover both of these cans, this, for 50 cents, because I did use a little bit of this last year, but this is basically, it was pretty close to a full bag. Let's just see how much we end up using. I'm kind of curious now. But, so now as you can see, I'm kind of shaking off the excess, going back where there's some bald spots, and I'm going to add the moss. Just to cover all the little edges. Okay, doesn't hurt to press down. Oh, now I got it on my glue gun. All right, I'm going to get a little more, just a little bit for this one. Now I'm going to leave the end blank for the most part, so that I can wrap it around and glue it. But see these little edges here? We need to cover those for sure. We're just going to put an over amount of moss and then press down. And then we can always take off the excess. So, alright, we need a little bit here and here, and maybe that corner. This is a messy project, so do get some paper and put it down because it is really a messy project. Uh-oh, see, it's even getting on my glue gun. Alright, here we go. Finishing it up. Then I'm going to speed through my cans so you don't have to sit there and watch me do this, but I wanted you guys to kind of see what I was doing here. So I'm just, like I said, pressing down and taking off the excess. Uh-oh. Here we go. New little spot coverage here. Okay. Good. Doesn't have to be perfect either because we're just going to be putting it on something. We don't need a whole lot. We need enough, but not a whole lot. Alright. Now, let me get the moss off my glue gun. Okay. Now we're going to get the cylinder, we're going to put it on and basically wrap it around like so. Okay, I am going to put that part down. I am going to hot glue it, so I'm going to use the seam part, put a bead of glue, because that'll be the back anyway, and we will put that on. Uh-oh, I'm getting that moss all over my floor now. So I'm just hot gluing it, and I'm only going to hot glue it there and then overlapping it. So that's why I left that space open. And I'm just going to press. This way I can reuse this little cylinder paper mache box, because I do think it's cute, you know. Now you're going to get a lot of fall off, which is fine. Might as well take it off if you can. And if you get like little bald spots like that, just go ahead. Oh, I need to add another glue stick. Go ahead and add a little more glue and put more moss on it. But I wanted it to be a riser for a project I'm working on. And that's why I wanted to make this. Okay, all the important areas are basically covered. This is the back, so I'm not too worried about it. You know, it's like you don't want to use too much product because you want to be able to use, you know, make your items stretch basically. But at the same time, you want really, you know, pretty decent coverage. Ouch. And so that's why I'm kind of going back over. Now there is a little bit down here. And honestly, you're not going to see this part, but because I'm trying to, sometimes I can be a bit of a perfectionist and it gets in the way of actually finishing a job sometimes, or on a timely manner. But anyways, to me this is fun. It's kind of soothing to be able to do this, so I don't mind doing it, and it's still only taken me like 5 minutes, I think. So I'm just going to take off the excess off the bottom and so on. That's pretty cute. I'm probably going to show you what I'm going to put on there, or something similar. You'll be seeing it in a project that I've done for tomorrow's video. But let me just put on a little item to give you an idea. Okay, so here's an idea. I'm not using what I'll be using for my tomorrow video. This is why I'm creating this. I just put a little chick or bird on here from the Target dollar spot. But I did add some loose moss on top to kind of cover. But I didn't glue it down. But look how adorable that is. Look how rustic and neutral and just, I don't know. I guess rustic is the word. Outdoorsy, and I like bringing the outdoors in. So that's one version. Now let's get started on these cans. Same idea. Now I think for these I'm gonna use, actually I take that back, I'm gonna use this moss. This green moss I'll use for something else. You can mix the green and the lighter version, but excuse me, hiccups. I'm going to use the lighter version on this. Oh my goodness, excuse me. So let's get started. Alright, with this, I just put a bunch of moss kind of spread out onto my paper here. And I just started gluing onto the can. And I need another glue stick. I will say the thing about the Dollar Tree glue sticks, I seem to go through them very quickly. Whereas the Walmart ones seem to not burn as quickly. But that's okay. So I'm just putting a bead of glue, kind of doing a cross hatch. effect. And then I'm literally rolling it in the glue, pressing down. Okay, we're going to go back over. And because the can is metal, this will dry very fast. So you have to really work quickly. Alright guys, so here's one down. You might want to think about painting this first with black or gray or dark green and olive green if you're going to do this type of moss, because you can see a little bit of the silver through sometimes, and rather than just putting a ton of moss on here, it might be better if you just painted it first. So I think I'm going to do that with this second can, and then I'll come back and show you. But what I want to show you here on this one is that I went on the edge and over the edge so that you couldn't see the top. So kind of when I pushed it in. So I think that's kind of important. Yeah, I definitely am going to paint my next one because you really can see that silver shining through pretty easily if you don't cover everything. And with the moss being, you know, a very light and airy product or medium, you can see what's underneath most of the time. So that's why I say it's probably a good idea for you to paint it. So let me go ahead and do that. Now you can use any dark paint that you might have on hand. I have black, I have white, I have some dark green even, but I'm going to go ahead and just do it in black. So let me pause and I'll come back. Alright guys, so I went ahead and painted the can black. I just used some acrylic paint from Walmart. I know some Dollar Trees do carry acrylic paints. Mine never has, but a lot of you have been lucky enough to have burlap and acrylic paint at yours. However, I think the acrylic paints, not this particular bottle, because I think this one costs $1.50, but the smaller ones, the 2-ounce ones, cost, I think, sometimes like 70 cents at Walmart, somewhere around there. So I had to blow dry this one because I didn't want to wait. I got impatient, and it's still a little wet underneath, I can tell. Now that's the back where the glue was, but I'm going to go ahead and start because I'm getting impatient and I have a lot of things to get done today. So I kind of just spread out all of my moss that I think I'm going to be using. Got my glue gun ready. So I'm just going to go ahead and start gluing away and putting kind of like a cross hatch effect on here. Rolling it onto the moss, pressing down, and then taking off the excess. Okay, so we're going to continue that process. So this is much better, I can tell already. You don't see that silver shining through. Perfect, you know, I mean, it's just much better. So I'm just going to shake it and continue. We'll get the top, the rim, after we're done with the body part of it. So I'm really pressing down hard so that it just really sticks and adheres. Okay. And I need some more glue sticks. You definitely are going to be using quite a few glue sticks with this project. I think I already mentioned that, but just in case I haven't. So I'm kind of just do a crosshatch effect, and once again rolling it in there. Okay, So it almost gives like a camo effect with the black underneath. I mean, that's exactly what I was looking for as far as, you know, camouflaging the can, because you could definitely see that silver underneath, and that can took a lot longer for me to do than this can. So I definitely would say paint the can first, because even if you don't get all the spots, it doesn't look bad with the black showing underneath. However, I definitely want to cover it, but I'm just saying, like, the small spots are not showing through because it's black, not a shiny silver. Okay. So let me finish touching up all of these spots I should say, and then I'll come back and show you the finished piece. Alright guys, all done. So all I did was put some dogwood from the Dollar Tree in here, and I'm going to show you how I'm just going to do a little setup really quick so you can see it a little close up. A little more close up, I should say. Okay guys, there it is. So I'll bring it a little closer. I think it turned out super cute. This is what I like. I really love rustic, neutral color. This little bird is from the Target Dollar Spot. As I was filming, I actually dropped it onto the floor and broke it. So I hot glued it back together and tied some jute twine around the base from the Dollar Tree, which is even better because I actually do like that jute twine, makes it look a little more rustic. Then I put some Dollar Tree dogwood in my cans, and I think the one, I can't even tell now, but the black one that I painted underneath will probably stay inside, and maybe the one that has silver underneath will go outside. If I have another can this size, I'll do a third one. I'll definitely paint it black because I think that makes a big difference. And I just love how it turned out. I mean, really, this project cost me less than $1. I used just over half of a package. Now, I used a little bit of this package last year, so just, I would say maybe half to less than half of a package of the moss. And the cans were free, the paint I already had, and then these little dogwoods, these are from Dollar Tree, and so yeah, that was just $1 each. What I did was I put some craft paper inside, stuffed it inside with the sprig, bent the ends so I could push them down to be the right height, and then I added some more moss on top to make it little, you know, definitely look more rustic, and I did the same with on the top here. Now it's not glued on the top, which is what I want because I want to be able to reuse that little box. So all in all, I think it turned out adorable. It cost me less than $1. If you have any kind of flowers from Dollar Tree or wherever, you can use them for your vases and such. But if you want to count these, that would be $2 and $3 total. But the project to actually putting the moss, it would be about $1 or less. So guys, I hope you really liked this. You'll see what I do with one of them tomorrow in my next video, and then you'll probably see, I do love moss, so you'll probably see a bunch more of these little mossy items everywhere. I did a bunch last year. I'll try to link them at the end of the video if I find the video, but if not, I will be doing a bunch more. So with that said, I just want to say thank you, everyone. I actually really love how this turned out, and I can't wait to show you what I end up doing with it, and just please stay tuned. Bye guys.